In today's video, I will show you how to implement a proper funnel and CRO strategy for your e-commerce brand. Now, I have a lot of videos on my channel, for example, the full CRO 1-hour guide, where I show you the step-by-step process of how to do e-commerce CRO for your brand. I have a lot of videos on the ROI of CRO, for example, how much revenue you're losing without CRO. But in today's video, I want to show you on a strict operational basis how to implement a funnel and CRO strategy. So how to actually test landing pages, how to think about landing pages, and how to think about your funnel in general, and how to split test in your funnel and out of your funnel. By the way, if you run a 7 or 8 figure e-commerce brand and you want to be as profitable as possible by increasing revenue per visitor, then you can book a discovery call with me in the first link in the description. And on that call, I will show you the exact same strategy we've used to scale dozens of 7 and 8 figure brands and how we can apply specifically to your brand. Now back to the video. Now here's what a lot of brands get wrong at this stage. So now we obviously said you need to iterate, you need to test your headlines, test your hooks, test your messaging, your creatives, and things like that. And we've mentioned this, but there's a whole list of things that you need to optimize after the click. So now you've done a good job of optimizing before the click, before people actually land on your store, on your funnels. Now you need to think of what happens after the click and after people click on your advertisement, after they go through from your creative. You need to think of what's happening after that. And mainly the first iteration that's happening after that is what offer you're pairing to the angle. So the next level of iterating here, and I've mentioned this iteration, but what you're actually doing here after you found the angle that relate the best and work the best for your target audience is that you propose different offers to them. So you have offer 1, you have offer 2, you have offer 3. And you can pair these offers to multiple of the angles you're using. So you can also get the traffic from angle 1 to go to offer number 1, to offer number 2, to offer number 3. You need to start testing the next layer of optimization. You start from the angles first, which where all of your advertisement and marketing is based. Then after that, you go to what happens after the click, which is the most important thing, obviously being the offer. So what you need to do right now is optimizing what happens after that. So how do funnels and CRO actually implement and integrate with this optimization that's going on after the click? Because here what we are testing is offers, but how do we pair landing pages to that? So what happens here is that instead of sending all of your traffic to the same page, what we were doing while testing angles is sending all of the traffic to the PDP, to the same PDP. But we know that here the difference is not this, because all angles are coming from different creatives to the same page. So what's making the difference here is the angle. What you start doing here is start pairing your angles to specific funnels, so specific ways that the customers or the traffic that comes from an angle actually reaches your checkout or reaches your product to buy it. So what we do, for example, here, what you want to start doing is coupling your winning angles with specific funnels. So we have, for example, here what you could do instead of sending your traffic to all of the same PDP or collection page or store, you could start using pre-landers. Now, pre-landers are the perfect tool for warming up your traffic when they come from cold advertisement. When it's cold traffic, what you can use here is listicle, you can use advertorials, you can use a whole lot of different pages here to warm up your product, to warm up your audience to your product, to your mechanism. This obviously here depends heavily on your niche, depends heavily on your product. Not all types of pages will be suitable for your niche or for your product, but you start using pre-landers and warming up your traffic to not only the mechanism itself, but the offer, because this is where the most important optimization you could make after you optimize the angle and the messaging. So here you start warming up with mentioning the offer, mentioning kind of having a specific offer for this traffic, for this cold traffic that comes from your funnels. And so here what you can do is speciate, so like have many different funnels coming down from this. So you could send this traffic either to a product page if you have only one offer going on. You could send this traffic to a specific sales page where you test many of these different offers if you want to test them separately and see what works the best. This here is where in sales pages where you can actually test offers properly. So you have different sales pages for different offers. So for example, offer 1 has a sales page, offer 2 has a sales page, offer 3 has a sales page, and you first warm up the traffic to the mechanism and then handle all of their objections, and then send them to a sales page that has a specific offer attached to it to see. And here you can you exclude basically all of the things that come before the step that you're actually testing. So So if you're sending all of your traffic from Angle, all of the creatives under Angle 3 to the same pre-lander, and then you're splitting all of that traffic between 3 different sales page, then you actually understand what's the offer that's working the best. And how does CRO, like all of what we're doing now is CRO, is already CRO, but here you're testing your funnel. How CRO actually implements into this is that you come in and you test what's inside these steps of your funnel. So for example, if you're testing an advertorial here, what you do is, if you have an advertorial as a pre-lander, you test different headlines of the advertorial. So you have headline number 1, you have headline number 2, you have headline number 3, and you test all of these things on the advertorial itself. You could, for example, take your PDP as another example of test and test different buy boxes. So having, for example, let's call it BB buy box number 1, testing different ways and different styles of presenting your offer and presenting your buy box. So there's two kind of layers of optimization that's going on here. The first layer is related to the offer itself and warming up your angle to a specific offer through your sales page, through different funnels. And then the second layer, which is where CRO swoops in, is where you actually optimize the pieces of your funnel. So on your advertorial, that would be, for example, optimizing the buy box and the way you showcase or call out the offer on the advertorial, the headlines. On your PDP, the way you showcase the buy box. If, for example, you send traffic to, after your pre-landers, to your collection page, so you have collections here, how you showcase the products, the product cards on the collection, how you showcase the offer from the collection page if you want to start pre-warming to the offer on the collection page. So there's kind of, as I mentioned, 2 layers of optimization going on here. One is related to the funnel itself, so how you're redirecting your traffic from the end goal to the end goal, which is selling the product. And the second layer of optimization, which is in yellow here, is on the actual pieces of your funnel. So testing stuff inside your listicle, inside your advertorial, testing stuff inside your PDP, inside your collection page. So you need to start focusing on this when you have an angle that starts working, when you're doing, for example, 90K, 90K, 100K a month, and you are at that 7-figure level. This is where you need to start thinking really hard about this. This is where you need to start optimizing this, because if you don't do, you are leaving a lot of revenue on the table. And having worked with 7 or 8 figure brands, I have seen firsthand the crazy amount of revenue you can add by optimizing these things and by sending your traffic to the right funnel, sending your traffic to the right offer, testing the right offers and how to find the right offers. And really the only way you find this out is by testing it and by actually looking at the numbers and seeing how they perform one against the other. That was it for today's video. Now, if your e-commerce brand gets more than 70K visitors per month, then in the first link in the description, you can book a discovery call with me. And on the call, I will show you the exact strategy and how we can implement it specifically for your brand that we've used to scale 7 or 8 figure brands and increase their conversion rate, AOV, overall profitability, and helping them scale in 2025. You can do that with the first link in the description. And with the second link in the description, you can subscribe to my newsletter. And in the first email, you receive a 60-page PDF of the full rundown, step-by-step, of how you can implement the CRO strategy for your e-commerce brand. See you in the next video.